Hello again. Men who don't take no for an answer. This is something I've experienced recently. And I like, this is so frustrating. I was hanging out with a friend, right? And things went a little kooky, and we ended up meeting this guy, and she started following him. And there was like, oh, come back to our place, come back to my place. Trying to like get the two of us back to his place kind of thing. And I was kind of like not about it. And my friend was drunk. And so I tagged along. Being the adventurous person that I am, I tagged along. And we ended up getting into this house with like 5 dudes in it. An apartment with like 5 dudes. And before we go in there, she's like, she gets a little panicky and she's like, okay, you're my girlfriend, right? Meaning like you're my lesbian girlfriend. We're playing a role here. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe that's a smart thing to do, right? And so we walk in, and it's just getting ugly, right? And she's getting like drunker, and these, you know, I'm not going to say like this was completely nefarious. You know, these guys aren't human, but this was a shite situation because we could have simply been raped or beaten or God knows what, right? And I quickly kind of realized that, and so like I kind of like latched onto her, and they were talking about things, and I was like, yeah, I'm her girlfriend, I'm the other girl, right? And these guys just weren't, or one of them anyway, was just not quite getting it. You know, there were times where he was like touching me, but not touching me as much as her. And granted, she was a bit of a drunken butterfly, but I was like, trying not to like be like a wet blanket, right? And trying to like just kind of like keep my eye on the situation and make sure things don't go just completely sideways, right? And then we decided we were going to leave. We went to the bathroom, and she had to pee, and then we had to leave, right? We decided, okay, we're gonna get out of here. And so we're leaving, but this guy who we met with, right, starts following us, right? And he's all over, and she's drunk, and she's kind of like pushing him away. He's like trying to kiss her, and she's like pushing him away, right? And it gets to the point where I turn around and look at him and like, dude, she's saying no. Right now, I'm going to speak for her because you're not listening to her actions. I'll use it in words. She's saying no. Right? And then so he's still kind of like hanging off of her, and she's drunk, and she's kind of like a little bit okay with this. You know, you're my friend and whatnot. And I don't really necessarily know what like her intentions were or whatnot, but you know, like whatever. I'm not judging. Like if she told me like, I'm fine, go, right? And I'd be like, okay, that's what you want, but that's not what you wanted before, right? You know, like this was not your initial concern, you know, and you're drunker now than you were then, but if you want me to go, I'll go. And this guy just kept trying to like grab her ass, grab her breasts, paw her, kiss her, and she would push him away, and he would kind of hang off of her. There was one point where she was like, she wanted to dance with him, right? And he kept trying to like grab onto her while she was trying to dance, and she was like pushing away. It's like, we're dancing, right? Like this is, you know. And like in reality, you know, if somebody is like, you know, okay, I'll let you touch me this much, but not that much. You know, what it means is, I will let you touch me this much. You can hold my hand, right? But don't come in for a kiss if I push you away. You know, there is the line, right? You know, and if somebody has already told you no or pushed you away, right, then that means no, don't. Right? Until they rectify it and say, okay, sorry, that was because of that, and now I'm interested in allowing you to kiss me or something, then that is a different situation, right? But an interesting aspect about this too was it like playing the role of like the lesbian girlfriend, you know, was that even though I was there, this guy was not listening. Like not listening, right? If I'm telling him I am her girlfriend, right? I'm telling him, keep your hands off my girlfriend. My girlfriend has said no. And this guy just keeps doing it and keep doing it, right? And he's not listening to me, right? Because obviously, you know, that's not a real thing or something, right? You know, and it boiled down to this point where we were outside this restaurant and this guy was following us in. And she kind of went in ahead of us, right? And I took the opportunity to turn around and was just like, this is such a crap situation. I'm going to grab a hold of the steering wheel for a moment here and I'm going to push this guy away, right? Because my friend is drunk, right? She doesn't know what she's doing and could end up back at their place, right? For the night with like 5 dudes, right? And I can't, you know, and unless she tells me, go away, right? I can't in good consciousness just walk away at this point, you know? I'm not trying to be possessive or something or like, whatever, right? But I can't just walk away until this person tells me, walk away. I'm doing what I want to do, right? And that's not happening. There's all these like gray boundaries going on in her head. And it was like, you know, and like in hindsight, I really did want to walk away because it was not just dangerous to like her, it was dangerous to me. Like I could have got raped, I could have got beaten. You know, this guy who was not taking no for an answer could have started pushing me around if he wanted to, right? And now these guys didn't know that I was a girl who transitioned, but they could have started, this guy could have just decided, you know what? I'm going to take you out. You're in the way, I'm going to take you out. And it was so bloody impossible getting rid of this dude. And I realized that this must be what lesbians go through on the daily, right? You know, where they're out having fun, or they're doing something, or buying coffee, you know, and someone is like, hey girl, let me buy that for you there. I'm a slick, you know, so-and-so, you know, here's my card, kind of thing, you know, and they're kind of like, oh, this is my girlfriend. No, I mean like, this is my wife, this is my girlfriend, this is my partner, this is my significant other, this is my lover, right? And the guy's like, that's nice, baby. Go bake a cake. You know, and so I'm standing there, right? And I turn around on this dude and I'm like, you need to take no for an answer and you need to dissipate. Right? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I am her girlfriend. You need to go or I'm going to call the cops. Right? This is your choice. And he goes something like, oh, you think you're tough or something. And I'm like, don't make me prove myself, girl, because I will call the cops. You need to piss off, right? And still not taking no for an answer, right? And so I walk in the restaurant and close the door. It's like, is this because I'm black? And in my head, I wanted to like turn around and go, no, this is because you are an idiot, right? You are a dumbass. You know, you are not getting it. You need to dissipate. You need to go away. You know, I told them literally, the game is over, right? You've been had. Time to go. It's over. You had your fun. We had our fun. Time for you to go. And to turn around and make it into like racial, I'm like, maybe it's cultural because you're an African dude and you're not getting this. Maybe this is more cultural, right? So I wouldn't say it's because it's black, but maybe it's because it's cultural. But I said nothing. right? Because it did not even warrant a response. I just gave him a dirty look, and I just let the door slam and let this, guy figure it out for himself. Just walking hard on to figure it out for himself, right? And just, it was just so frustrating. I'm not angry about the night. I'm glad nothing went down. Like I don't. But my issue being though is that like this guy did not take no for an answer. Like why could you not take no for an answer? Right? And I've met there seems to be something about me that kind of like intimidates guys too. I don't quite know what that is, but I don't. They often don't do the same thing to me, but then I don't give mixed signals a lot of the time. Some guy approaches me on the street and I'm kind of like, no, I'm not down with that. Maybe part of the reason too I don't give mixed signals because it's scary. Like if some guy starts not taking no for an answer with me, and I'm and discovers that I'm a girl who transitioned, they maybe get very irate. Like I was in a situation where I'm in this apartment with like 4 or 5 dudes, and I was trying to act like all tough. Like I was trying to be like the butch kind of one. I'm not, but like I was trying to like play that role and be sullen and quiet and whatnot, but I could have got my ass served to me. I could have like not been found for like a week or something until I was discovered in a dumpster, And I'm really not interested in putting myself in that position. But it just struck me like how insane it was that this guy, no matter how many times I told him, that I'm her girlfriend, right? I'm her girlfriend. We're not interested in you. How much this dumbass persisted, right? Persisted. There were literally points where he was following her, and I just like cut him off, and I got in between them, or I was giving him dirty looks, or I was telling him, take your hands off of her. She told you no. She told you no. Time to go. And just not listening. Why? Because I'm a chick. Because we're a couple of chicks. Right? Because this could not possibly be a real relationship, right? Because we're a couple of chicks. Oh, it just made me so angry. Eventually the guy walked off to go brag or something, to some other Guidos hanging outside of McDonald's or something, and then I was like, she didn't notice where he was, and I was like, oh, he must have gone, let's just go, I'll walk you home. And she just stumbled drunk home. But just how these guys will just not take no for an answer, just I don't know. Had they found out that I was a trans girl, they may have just kicked the crap out of me and put me in the hospital or something.